So when we're communicating about a specific job, all the communications about that job happen in that job. That's super efficient. I'm Doug Imhoff, Imhoff Fine Residential Painting, Denver, Colorado. Welcome to Paint TV. In my role in the company, I'm marketing, I'm business development. We use QuickBooks and we love QuickBooks. Part of the reason we do from the systems side, business systems manager uses QuickBooks. She likes it because it ties into T-sheets. So when she gets into doing payroll, it's a couple of clicks, scan the hours, check the GPS report, boom, payroll's over. That's awesome. From my standpoint, what I use in business development and sales, I use Monday.com because that helps me keep all my projects and my comms, my communications all tidy and efficient. So when we're communicating about a specific job, all the communications about that job happen in that job in Monday.com. That's super efficient. I use Estimate Rocket for obviously estimates. The other thing I use it for is it's got a really nice fundamental CRM. It's not super fancy like Salesforce. Obviously, it's not expensive like Salesforce either, but it's got a built-in, so you can set your projects up to have automated email responses and follow-ups if you don't close them right away. So it's a great tool.
Well, I could state that when I'm training my guys, there's things I expect them to have on them. One is a snap blade at all times. Those are just come in handy for everything, from cutting paper to making sure you get a little bit of tape off of something. Always got to have a 5-way, always have that in your pocket. A rag is key, whether it's damp or dry, doesn't really matter, you got to have that on you at all times. And then a duster brush.
I like to keep a multi-use tool on me most of the time because they come in so useful for opening paint cans, for cleaning rollers, for scraping little chunks off of walls, for cleaning up edges, or for knocking lids back on paint cans.
I have a couple of these Purdy 10-in-1s. I really like them. One of my favorite features is that it is a closed blade. Typically with a normal 5-in-1 or 6-in-1 or 7-in-1 or whatever they're calling them these days, you'll be putting it in your side pocket here and it will eventually wear a hole through your pants. So I love the fact that this closes because that's not going to cause any damage to your painter's pants. Secondly, this thing has a nice hammer end on it, so if I come across something on an exterior or even an interior where a nail isn't set right, or I just got to knock something a little bit, or even paint can lids, it comes in super handy as a tool. It's just got a lot of nice features, but my favorite is the fact that it does close. And when I want it, I just whip it out and it's ready to go.
One of my favorite Purdy products is the Pro Extra paintbrush. The large capacity Purdy brushes make you dip less often because they hold more paint. It's easier to continually get a smooth line because you don't have to stop and start as much.
This is one of my favorite brushes by Purdy, the Pro Extra block brush 3-inch. Does a good job with cuts, runs a nice line, lays off real nice. Great brush to have and use. This is what I was trained on. Well, I can produce a lot more paint coverage with this flat brush compared to using a sash brush. When I'm cutting in, I want to give the person out that's rolling behind me the full bandwidth of the brush, 3 inches. So when you're rolling, it just makes it so much easier for the person rolling behind you. And these seem to work awesome.
I prefer to use the Pro Extra on exteriors mainly because especially in Colorado, there's a lot of rough cedar that gets painted, and with that stiff brush, it helps work into the grooves a lot better than a softer brush would.
Pro Extra is a stiff brush. I typically will use on exteriors or knock down texture walls or something that's got a little bit more bite to it that I need to really work the paint into more recesses and little holes. It works especially well on exterior trim, like a rough-sided cedar or anything that I just really need to make sure I work the paint back and forth. Those stiffer bristles help me to really push it where it needs to go. I'm Mark with Imhoff Fine Residential Painting. Thanks for watching Paint TV.